Another year cut off my youth. Yeah, I was born to ride, but fate took off with my high fuel. Oh, everything I always wanted to do is beyond my reach as I am stuck here in this room. When I come back, will they know my face? Will our freedom lead us back towards our habit of this thing? Oh, if I make it out alive, will you come with me as I ride into paradise? Oh, I feel stronger 'cause I belong here outside with all the wonders of this life. Oh, I feel stronger 'cause I belong here outside where all my senses come alive. I've been numb for a while now. It took some time for me to realize I can't pretend that I don't feel overwhelmed by now. And I pray that soon we'll breathe alright. Will we remember them all by name? Can we sustain a peaceful world without?
Welcome everyone to week 2, right? Week 2? I don't know what week it is. I've lost track. I think it's week 2 of League of Legends. I am your host, Kendra Johnson. Welcome back to Cringy Casting with Kendra. That's what we're calling this now. As you can already see right now, we have Young Caitlyn banned for Waldorf and Lilia Amumu for CUNE. Those are pretty quick bans that came through from both sides. And then we've got the Ezreal band for Waldorf and the Sivir coming from CUNE. These bans are coming in quick, everyone. We got the first pick with the Nautilus for Waldorf, assumingly going into the support position. Josh, is it time to play 20 questions? I do owe you a game.
I don't know if it's quite time yet, but I'll hold you to that eventually.
Maybe
Yeah,
we'll have another 30-minute slot where we'll have to stall again.
We'll save it for our next stall. But definitely some interesting ADC bans on the side of Waldorf, banning the Caitlyn and the Ezreal, two of the more what I'd call safer ADCs, just because they have escapes. Caitlyn has her net, Ezreal has his teleport. So a little bit more mobile, a little bit harder to lock down. Still some safe options like Tristana, maybe some others I'm not thinking of immediately, but Waldorf is looking for more of a hard engage team fight front and back, or lock down the ADC type thing. And they picked Samira, which kind of fits that bill of getting into the back line and not giving CUNE a escape. CUNE opting for the just heavy hitting Jin. Jin's pretty solid all around. And a good team fight initiation with Wukong. Also opt into the Mordekaiser, which I assume is going to be the jungle and the top, respectively. Waldorf picking up Viego probably for the jungle, based on what we've seen so far. Waldorf also banning out Victor now. CUNE opting to ban out the Galio and the Shen. Makes sense. Pretty solid engagers, protection champions for ganking and roaming, with basically those essentially global, the Shen with the global teleport, and Galio being able to ult in from long range. Waldorf banning the Lux, and then CUNE grabbing the Morgana. I assume that's going to be support. And we'll see what Waldorf answers. Looks like they're going to take the Renekton into the Mordekaiser. I'm not sure if there's a distinct winner in that matchup. I know that Renekton is strong early, particularly at level 3, once he gets access to all his abilities. But Mordekaiser's got a shield. He's got passive healing from that. So maybe a pretty even lane. Waldorf rounding off their comp with Lissandra, though, for their mid lane. Lissandra, pretty safe, just generally strong powerhouse mage. Being able to CC somebody in a team fight with her ult, or protect herself with her ult, depending on the situation. Potentially denying a kill or securing a kill, based on how the tables go. And CUNE going with the Orianna as their final pick. Orianna really strong with Wukong. Wukong being able to knock everybody up, and then Orianna just yank them all in as they try to escape, and just a lot of good potential here from CUNE.
Yeah, and I personally I like Orianna. I feel like she's a very strong character right now. In general, mid laners.
I definitely think she gets underrated a lot, because a lot of it, I mean, she's not super easy to play. I don't play Orianna typically. I can't keep track of the ball very well.
I've tried playing her. I can play her in Wild Rift, because in Wild Rift you don't have to aim; it aims for you. So I can play her in that aspect, but on the actual like PC League, I can't. It's so difficult.
Yeah, I've never had the opportunity to play Wild, so just don't have the time anymore. But yeah, I mean, it looks like solid comps from both teams coming out. It'll be exciting to see who's able to execute on them.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna kind of go off what you said. I'm really interested to see that top lane kind of go down, because like you said, one doesn't really overpower the other necessarily. So I think it's just gonna kind of depend on everything that goes down.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Trying to think if there's anything else I haven't mentioned.
I don't either. Like I've said many times on these streams, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but Coach is making me do this because he wants to be in there for picks and bans.
That's his excuse. I'm going to say he wants you to do it because you're good at this sort of thing. And by that, I mean talking. But yeah, it looks like now the actual match is gonna how they've already played out. Just actually doing it in the league client at this point.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Sure.
Yeah, now you can hear. All right. Yeah, this microphone.
What is that noise? Was that Kendra?
It was Kendra. She just making weird noises.
Just
Yeah. All right. Listen.
I am opening every stream.
I just imagine her and like 8 other people in the background just doing like the wave and
just a whole bunch of people in my little office all going like do the wave. Yeah. And it just like goes around in this really circle like whoa.
Well, that's why you put this over.
All right. It's it's your phone. It's not my phone. I saw a phone over here. It's not my phone. All right.
Like, what is this doing here? And I was like, oh wait, that's mine.
All right, get out of here. I got a game to cast. Anyways, welcome everybody. As we're gonna get things kicked off between Concordia University and Waldorf. Yeah. And sorry, like this thing keeps cutting out, and it's driving me nuts. Anyways.
No, it's fine. I was thinking of a joke that I can't say on stream.
All right, well, good for you. Anyways, Concordia University versus Waldorf here, and this is kind of I'll call it a homegrown rivalry. Waldorf's not a team we see anywhere but in League of Legends, and now that we see them in League of Legends, like we play them all the time in League, and it's been kind of nice to have a team we consistently play against and see, and Waldorf's been pretty good. So Concordia looking to try and maybe, I think this would be our first victory against them if we do beat them here. We haven't won a game against them yet. And they've been pretty good. I think their only new player is the Viego. I think everybody else was here from last time. So it'll be interesting to see how things set up. But what do you see in there on your end, Josh, as we get ready to have our 3-minute timeout?
I see 2 what I would think evenly matched comps that are just kind of ready to rip and rumble in an all-out team brawl. You know, you got some engaged from the Nautilus and the Mordekaiser looking to set up some picks for people. Morgana potentially catching people out. Renekton and Samira and Viego maybe trying to dive into the back line. Wukong trying to dive into the back line. Orianna having her ball on the Wukong, potentially looking for a wombo combo with the Wukong ult into the Orianna ult, or vice versa, you know. Sandra able to dish out damage, but also protect herself with that ult, depending on how the fight may be going at the time. And Lysandra passive, I think, very underrated. Having those living thralls or whatever, icy thralls, when she gets a kill on somebody, those things do so much damage.
Those are, and yeah, those are like secret OP. Just if you lose one of those in a team fight and you're low and you're trying to push forward in to win it, those sometimes can turn it around just with their that passive existing and those bursting a lot of damage down. But yeah, so thoughts, this kind of the funny thing is that they did allow the Jhin through for Concordia, which I believe they had to have known, obviously, looking at our team, that he's a Jhin main down there. So letting that through probably means that they at least have a plan for it. They have the Samira Nautilus down there up against Morgana Jhin. You know, technically that should be kind of a rough lane for them, because it's a lot of melee up into that, but you have hard engage into your Jhin Morgana. I guess, what are your thoughts down there with how we think that's going to play out?
With the Morgana Black Shield, in theory, because Nautilus just has the hook, unless you let him walk up onto you, then obviously he can auto you and root you in place. But just having that hook and against the Morgana Black Shield, I really don't expect that much of an issue. Now, if they're able to bait that out and then dive onto the whoever the unshielded character is with like the Viego stun, if Viego's ganking or sneaking into lane through the bottom bush or something, then obviously there's some good potential setup for that. But Nautilus Nautilus ain't breaking through that Morgana shield. He doesn't do enough damage to even consider doing that. So honestly, I would expect a pretty safe lane. I don't know necessarily if the Morgana Jhin could kill the Nautilus Samira, aside from just Samira Nautilus not respecting the Jhin damage. But yeah, it'll definitely be an interesting game. I'm kind of curious to see how the Samira's build path goes, because if she goes like Shield Bow Collector, then this game could start to really pop off in a hurry. Just because the Collector with that execute actually does so much work in team fights, and then with people, other laners that can capitalize on those deaths, the Viego reset with his ult and healing of the dead bodies, as well as the Lissandra Thals. If that Samira gets going, if the CUNE bot lane falls behind, it could potentially end up disastrous for the team. Just with those team fights and how things play out. But at the same time, CUNE have a lot of strength in their pocket, and they've really been showing up the past couple weeks here, even securing. It was 2-0 last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2-0 last week, and after reviewing the VODs and everything for that, a lot of it I think rested on kind of the flubbed team fights that came out of the K-State squad, and a little early action here, as a lot of poking back and forth. The bug, though, will disengage as Carnage is going to get to have his jungler just come up with him. But a lot of last week was kind of in the ability of Concordia to really counter-engage a lot of the team fights that happened. Concordia didn't win a lot of the team fights they engaged last week, but they won nearly every single one where K-State had started the engage. So it definitely, in my opinion, shows that there's a lot of work that Concordia has to do to really go forward into another game and go, hey, we're going to pick this comp and go in and we'll have the engage priority and win it that way. But it does show that they have the ability to turn fights around when they are the ones who are under attack. So we'll see things just happen here as the auto attacks are traded in the mid lane. And down bot lane, things are going to get started. I think that your first little assumption is going to be correct down here, by the way, where on the side of Jellybean and Straight Shifty, I think they're just going to walk up to the Concordia bot lane. I think they are not going to engage with the hook to start. I think they are going to fully rely on, they just walk in, try to get the auto attack from Straight Shifty onto one of the carries, and then turn it around. However, there's so much damage in this bot lane from Concordia. Level 2 going to come through for them. And already trying to back is the Samira and just getting harassed. He's not going to be able to do so. And meanwhile, top lane is just going to do top lane things and be a little bit of a tank fight. Both are bruisers, though, that have a lot of capacity to kind of damage each other back and forth. So if Carnage engages on the bug, obviously he's going to have to deal with the passive from the Mordekaiser, but on the other side, there is a lot of bruise capability, or a lot of damage that can come out of Carnage. He has gone for press the attack as well, so that kind of shows exactly what he's going to be looking for in these fights. But otherwise, I think we'll see things be a little quiet. Down bot lane, of course, going to get the priority, so, and that's what we want, on the side of Concordia, out of this bot lane matchup. Because if he's going to be on his main character, El Gringazo needs to have full control down there, ready to go. We might see a little bit of a meeting of the junglers here. At least Concordia is going to know where Viego's hanging out. But not much more than that should happen between those two, at least for now. Straight Shifty does get this hook here. And in they go. Damage coming down onto Gringazo as he's going to have to flash away. He does get ignited, though, so does he go down? Meanwhile, up in the top area, First Blood, though, will go over to Waldorf. Somebody help, please. Looking for the Q. Gets it as he finds a kill. And so that is traded, but First Blood does go over to the side of Waldorf. It's just too much aggression there from El Gringazo. Obviously just stepped way up, and Mr. Boogie Woogie wasn't able to get Black Shield or anything onto him yet. Meaning that the fight will go the favor of Waldorf, at least for now.
Yeah, and Boogie may not have even had shield leveled up yet, because they were level 2 when that fight started.
Oh, yeah.
And Gringazo just not respecting the position that he was in. And it happens. Just good play by Waldorf to kind of capitalize on that and recognize that they had the advantage in the fight and kind of push off the Jin for his bullying. But good by somebody help please to find that gank on Viego in the mid lane and get that kill. Viego definitely one of those champs you kind of want to keep behind as much as possible.
Yes.
If I've seen too many horror stories of Viegos that once they start to pop off, the game is just it may not be over, but it ain't gonna be fun.
Yeah, so we're going to have a little bit more of an engage here. Black Shield does go down. However, Jellybean going to be trying to go in on Mr. Boogie Woogie, sending everything she's got. She will take a tower shot, though. Maybe be dead. Is dead. El Gringazo gets the kill. Of course, the KM has to go all the way to the top lane to see the action that's going to continue up here. The Bug going to try to push away Carnage. Will do so. El Gringazo was going to chase, and the miss on the turret actually meant he could have got that auto attack off. Forward here in the mid lane trying to trade back and forth as well. And the Bug up top will just farm under turret, which should be really healthy and happy for him.
Yeah, we were just talking about bot lane being kind of greedy, and turns out the other side is a little bit greedy too, and overextending into that turret range.
And this is just unfortunate there. Big level 6 coming through for Joe Cool. Simply hits R, keeps the Orianna there, and then allows the jungler to come in. Jungler does get that kill, so first one now into his pocket as he'll continue to farm, and so will somebody help please on the other side. So
that's also a little bit of Horwood's flash was down for that whole thing, so I mean kind of pushed up a little bit against a pair of champions that, you know, if you get ganked can easily kill you, even through the Orianna field. So he did have vision in the bottom part of the river, but just a little far forward, not really respecting that kill potential since he didn't have his flash. You know, the Wukong was nearby over in Raptors, but when you're that far up and then you get engaged on like that, you're just dead.
absolutely, we got Carnage up here against the Bug. Is the Bug just trying to farm, get everything he can? He's using that heal though. Carnage just kind of waiting for his rage stacks to get up high enough and slowly poke down the Bug to a little bit more reasonable health, and then look for that hard engage after kind of can guarantee that kill. And on the other side, the Bug just trying to stay a little bit safe here. He doesn't quite have the same engage damage as Carnage does. The stun missing there. Somebody help please is down bot lane. Can they get the kill? Somebody help please now is rooted. He's going to go incredibly low. That is going to be a very low straight shifty. Somebody help please also going dangerously low on the other side, but no kills coming through. The Lissandra did rotate down also. And there was not going to be a kill on this, as I believe he's all the way out of range. Jellybean might be in a little bit of trouble here, though. This jungler is on the far side. Forward, pushing in yet again. Shields himself up. He's going to be under attack. Viego is coming in on this top side. Will he be able to get away? Nope, there is the stun yet again, and Horrorwood has to flash. He will go down, though. And once again, Horrorwood kind of getting caught out. I mean, he's trying to play it a little aggressive, and he's just kind of getting punished, and they just keep going back to him. Flash down yet again for him. And unfortunately, the one thing Concordia doesn't want is, of course, a fed Viego, and unfortunately, it's starting to get that way. His CS also is just jungle clear is just massively easy for him. He's already got a full clear through, another full clear through, and on the other side, somebody help please, still has to take his top side jungle. So it's gonna be, it's gonna be kind of, it's starting to worry now. You know, a little bit about how that lane's going. As mid lane for Horrorwood needs to start popping off. I mean, they still do have some really big team fight potential with Horrorwood regardless. And he is up on CS. But once again, here is the jungler. Horrorwood gonna be low again. Because they are gonna pick on his lane over and over. And at this point, he knows it, so we'll see how he plays with that knowledge, but
Yeah, I think at this point, once you, I mean, it's obvious, I think, that he's being punished and he's playing well. The times that we've watched him duel things out, but he's just in positions, you know, like he gets close with the Lissandra, but then it's like, well, Viego's also there, so it's like, okay, well, he ends up losing the fray because even though he played it well, he played it into somebody who had jungler support. And so it's not that he's playing badly, but they're just obviously, you know, focusing his lane because he's playing aggressive. So
yeah,
just needs to find a way to either tone it back a little bit, play a little safer to make the other team waste time, you know, looking for him, but not actually giving them that kill potential. Might see a gank your bot though.
we are going to see this gank. Mr. Boogie Woogie going to be in a little bit of trouble as he is far forward. Thought he was going to try to pressure Jellybean, but instead Jellybean's able just to walk forward because they know where that Viego is now. Luckily, Concordia did kind of trade this pressure for the Rift Herald up top, so they might be seeing a gank potentially here to get things going. Carnage going to get things started. Does get the stun up, and he's going to try and find his way out. He is going to flash and try to get even further away as the bug now is going to chase. Orianna going to start coming up that direction as well. Dragon is going to get taken. Carnage now looking to try to just int under the back turret. And I think that should have been enough time. Unfortunate there for Concordia as they couldn't get the kill. But they do get his flash, a couple other resources out of him for now. So we'll see if that turns into anything more for top lane. Maybe even a turret plate here for the bug would be kind of a nice consolation prize in this moment.
Yeah, that's the thing with Renekton is it's kind of a nice all-in-one package. You got a pretty good trading setup with your abilities. If you get ganked, well, you just E out unless somebody's got a root or another hard CC. Somebody chasing you, just wait until your E's up and then E again, and then it's really difficult to chase, really difficult to lock down, especially against a Mordekaiser. You know, Mordekaiser, the only hard CC you really actually have in the role. The E's a skill shot, and it is hard CC if you land it, but yeah, still playing out pretty evenly though in that top lane. Renekton is a little bit behind since he did have to go into under that tower. Bug was able to push the wave into Waldorf's turret, get a little turret plate and a little extra gold for himself. Has the Rylai's down, which is going to be super solid into that matchup. At that point, you can really just start to fight with that Renekton, and once you get your passive up, you just run him down. He ain't going. He can eat that. He can eat, and then he'll be slowed, and then you'll be on him, and you just run him down, baby. But yeah, pretty even generally speaking. I mean, there is a gold difference, but it's only 1,000, which is I mean, a little bit, but it's not really that much for how much action I felt like we've seen so
Yeah.
far.
I actually am I was looking at that because I was kind of sitting there going, all right, so what's the gold difference at? You know, only 1,000 gold difference. I'm going to say that a pretty good chunk of that right now is sitting on the jungler, of course, for Waldorf. That is going to be a nice ultimate going down up here. We'll see if Carnage can fight it out against the Bug. The passive, though, from the Bug is absolutely devastating. He'll get enough of a heal. However, the Bug gets the solo kill. And there, you are absolutely right. I mean, even in his own
What did I say? What did I say?
he just runs him down. And there's just not a whole lot. Now we have another nice route here. And Straight Shifty is going to be in some trouble. Mr. Boogie Woogie and somebody help please. And the rest of the gang all do join up. And a nice kill going over to El Gringazo once again here. Not only that, they will be dropping Rift Herald down bot, which is a really good choice here. Possibly free up this bot lane to kind of get out there and get things going on the rest of the Rift. As Concordia's mid lane is not feeling the greatest, but that's a really nice catch there. Stuck around too long is Jellybean, and down she goes. Somebody help, please, finding the kill there, which is really what Concordia is looking for right now. Meanwhile, mid lane, Horrorwood is in a horror story all his own, as he will die yet again here. They do let the charge go off onto the second turret. So Concordia hopefully finding kind of the good side of things in 2 lanes, possibly. As the Bug right now will be level 11. He's going to take a lot of minion damage here, but that's not too bad. He'll actually be able to get out just in time. So he stalls out this wave right in front of him, leaving nothing right now for Carnage to do except for try to roam around a little bit and see what else he can find, which is kind of a bad situation for Renekton, who is somebody that is strong early, but just kind of falls off a little hard. At least as far as I remember, it's been a long time since I've seen a Renekton on the Rift, but definitely he's not, he's gonna have some good potential later. And I'm assuming the first thing he's going to buy here is Blade of the Ruined King, right? Kind of what I'm seeing from his build.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Which will be helpful, obviously, you know, against the Bug and into everybody else. But, you know, it's going to be I'm just kind of curious. It's going to be an interesting situation if he does not get kind of online here early. So the lane swap already coming through from CUNE. So mid lane, we're going to have our AD carry and support. They're going to try to burst, throw down that turret a little bit further. Meanwhile, the next Drake is coming up, and Waldorf is prioritizing this one quite heavily. So the Bug pushing in. So he's now 2 levels up, actually, on Carnage. It should be like 1.5, I would think, but Carnage is still sitting at level 10. So he doesn't have the second second point into his ultimate yet. He'll have it now. But I'm kind of curious as to how much advantage the Bug has gained up there exactly. So we are going to see them taking down this Rift Herald. They do find it. And into the no-go zone goes the Viego. They're going to be fighting it out as the Bug is going to be in trouble when he gets out of here because there's so many other players in the game. And unfortunately, there goes one. Now the rest of the team is trying to fight. The Renekton does at least get the kill onto the support. So a top laner in support down for CUNE. Possibly a tower dive going to occur here in the top lane. Looking right now, Straight Shifty and Koal are trying to get into something here, and that's going to be a big stun. Nicely done there. Somebody help, please. Is going to be in trouble, but they find one. He finds his way out. Can they find the jungler? And no, Joe Cool comes in. Horrorwood is rooted, and they're going to try to find him with the kill. Double kill, though, as the Samira goes down in a weird fashion of how everything happens here. But, oh, no. El Gringazo, you stepped up too far. And now he goes down. What I thought was a really, really good opportunity for Concordia kind of turns into a little bit of a backstab as El Gringazo got a little too cocky up against this boy here. And the Viego is very strong, cannot step up. I mean, I feel like as an AD carry, that should be kind of an obvious. Yeah, you don't really step up in anything that does damage like you do at close range.
Don't step into anything that can hard CC you and then kill you.
Exactly. And that's a lot of things in this freaking game. So Trade overall.
And then there's a lot of things that can just kill you. Don't even need to hard CC you.
Don't even need to hard CC you. They just kill you. Like, I played against a freaking Brand earlier today, and it was just like, even if he missed his Q, like his only CC, all he did was continue to right-click at me and push other abilities. And I was like, okay, I just die because he does more damage than me? Ugh.
Having played Brand
cringe.
and been a Brand main, yep, that's about right.
Cringe, yeah. Anyways, out of the fight, I believe it's kind of a dead even draw because I think Concordia got a lot out of it, but at the other end, there was a lot picked up on the side of Waldorf. Obviously, what I mean by that is that the Rift Herald was picked up in that whole situation, and a really nice ultimate there. Trying to find more is Horrorwood, as he's going to get hooked into this, but here comes his friends because he knows he's got some backup, and Straight Shifty does go down right after his AD carry Jellybean, and that was really well done by Horrorwood, and the communication there from somebody help please that, hey, I'm coming down. Go ahead and be a little aggressive onto them. We are going to see, though, ultimate comes through from the Viego, and he just simply presses the rest of his keyboard and gets the kill. As Concordia having just a little bit of a tough time with this Viego. He's starting to pop off. Luckily for Concordia, you've got some other things working in your favor right now. And mid turret will go down. Concordia right now with the better pressure across the rift. Nicely done. They're going to take 2 turrets with that. And now they're going to back themselves off. And honestly, huge play from CUNE there. Regardless of losing out on bot lane, they use the Rift Herald to what I couldn't ask for anything better in using that Rift Herald from Concordia. They're able to take 2 turrets mid, crack open this map even more. And now we just have to see how they're going to fight into this Viego. As right now the bot lane from the other side has been kind of kept out of the equation a little bit here. Viego going up against this fight. However, he's going to win it only because the bug misses 2 abilities. Everything getting used on him, though, in return. There is the Ignite from Carnage, and everything else as another Drake's going to come up. Jellybean trying to find himself in a little bit of trouble here, perhaps. Getting stunned up there. Rooted down now as El Gringazo actually uses his ability to go straight on in, and that's not going to be exactly what he's looking for. Horrorwood on the backside here, now joining this fight, trying to do something. Does a nice ultimate to try to keep him away. However, here comes the jungler, finds 1 kill. Joe Cool found the other one. And unfortunate scenario there for Concordia. They lose that fight right before the Drake, and that's going to be 3 Drakes now for Waldorf. As what can you do against a jungler from Waldorf who right now, 6-1, just kind of taking over this game? What are the options for Concordia at this point?
You don't feed him 3 kills at the start of the game.
That's true. Okay, yeah, all right. So
Sorry,
he's
I'm throwing a little
he's
string,
already fed, and he's already dead.
Yeah,
he's already fed.
Yep.
And I think that obviously the bug is still doing a lot. Like, you've got the bug up top who's kind of soloing and doing a lot there. All of the focus is on the Viego. I mean, do we see an opportunity for Concordia to group up and try to focus out the Viego? Right here, you got somebody help please now. He'll be sighted, but he is going to be able to get away pretty quickly here. Straight Shifty might be in a bit of a tricky scenario as he will get rooted down here. There's going to be the ultimate from the Jhin. Should get blocked by at least 1 or 2 shots would be blocked by Jellybean. Straight Shifty finds his way out, but I mean, there are options for Concordia, I think, in this, but man,
yeah,
there's a lot on that Viego, and if they continue to kind of split up and not group around each other to take him out, he's just going to kind of keep getting ahead, and he doesn't really fall off, especially after, most early kind of game champions do.
Right. What you really want to do, I think, at this point, is you want to keep him from being able to get resets. So essentially try and ooh,
Oh, this is an unfortunate situation because Somebody Help Please is dead here. It is going to be the Viego, or sorry, the shutdown will go to the Lysandra, who is the other person right now that's kind of secretly spiking back into this game, 4-1 at this point with a 300 gold bounty herself. You know, that was not what Concordia wanted there. Needed to stay a little more safe on things and not face check a bush of the unknown. But, no, I guess continue with what you were saying, just not letting him get those resets, especially in fights on key players from Concordia.
yeah. So essentially look for team fights. Try and bait out some team fights. Get everybody grouped. Get the Mordekaiser together, and either when Viego goes in for the ult kill or when he's trying to reset off of enemies or teammates that have fallen, Mord ult him. He doesn't have access to the souls, and you can't ult your teammates to execute him. His passive works off of, I believe, dealing damage and basically getting an assist on the kill.
Right.
So if he doesn't get a chance to get that assist, then he can't reset. And the Mord may not win the fight in the Shadow Realm or whatever, but that's not the point. Is not for Mord to win that fight. It's for Mord to allow the Jhin and the Wukong and the Orianna and the Morgana to use their setup to I mean, Renekton doesn't want to go in against that group. Renekton goes into that, he's going into a bunch of CC, he's gonna die. Lysandra can go into that, and she does have her ult stasis, and she's got his Anya's now, so she might be able to pick something. Nautilus doesn't want to go into that, because, I mean, you hook in, maybe you get to ult the Jhin, and then you die. Samira, you dash in and you die.
She dashes in, she dies.
I mean.
Well, no, hold on. Gotta credit the fact, like, as an 80 carry main myself, I have to credit the fact that Samira can dash in, use her wind wall thingy thing, and then she'll die. So, yeah, you're correct in the fact that, yeah, the bug's whole purpose in this game is to take the Viego out of the fight long enough for his team to get 1 pick, 2 picks, or something. And then when the Viego comes out of the fight, obviously, I don't think that Viego straight up kills the bug. They'll go low, both of them, if they fight, you know, right on top of each other the whole time. Nicely picked here, as that could be huge. He does go kind of invis, though, so that's an unfortunate situation. That's a shutdown, though. Concordia gets that one. On the other side, there's Jellybean trying to find the ultimate on her own. Cannot find it. Goes down. Nicely done. Into the Shadow Realm goes Carnage as the bug takes him in there. This is a fully won team fight from Concordia, and he comes out. Joe Cool decides, no way, bro. I ain't going into that. So he turns around and now has to find his way out. Concordia with a wonderfully fought pick. And then it turns into a nice team fight that Concordia just slaughters through. And that's actually huge because it's going to stop Soul Point from going over to Waldorf for now.
Yeah, that's also another great way, because Viego wants to 1v1, right? He's not going to win a 5v1 as we just saw. Even almost getting out, but ending up not quite making it, and then everybody else from Waldorf just funneling into that. But Lysandra catching out Gringazo.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there, as Gringazo does get found, and on top of that, they want a little revenge for that team fight that went south from them earlier, as it was nice that they tried to pressure that turret and they got in there, but the Lysandra was able to TP. Oh, didn't TP. Must have just walked through, I guess, to the back part of the jungle and found the flank in that situation. Definitely thought it was a TP to a ward back there, but it was not. And so they do get the kill onto Gringazo. And I believe that went over, of course, to the Lysandra. No, it didn't go over to Lysandra. It must have gone over to somebody else, because probably the Samira in that situation. But either way, nicely fought from Concordia to keep things even for now. And I feel like a Baron bait is coming up here from Waldorf. If nothing else, they're just simply going to go and try to siege down this top turret. I will say this, a lot of gold right now on the table. Oh man, the bug is in some trouble. He's going to find that out here real soon. So, takes the Viego into the, takes Carnage into the no-no realm. And gets enough for his passive to pop off, but with that, he goes down because there's nothing more that he can do. And the top turret will belong to Waldorf unless you see this nice threat coming through here from the mid lane as the back is canceled from somebody help please. He just kind of got a cheeky little smack on him there. Didn't even really want to like start a fight, and now he's going to actually start a fight, but somebody help please might be in a little bit of trouble. No, he finds it! Somebody help please with a nice solo kill there. Mr. Boogie Woogie and the rest of the squad, though, might be in a little bit of trouble. Mr. Boogie Woogie running away, and the ultimate is on Boogie Woogie as he does not find... that was unfortunate. Horrorwood had the ball on Boogie Woogie, and he ults, so nothing happens there. Double kill going over to that side, and even though their jungler is down, they are pinging on to the Baron because they did find 3 other members of Concordia. Now, I don't think they'll actually go for it. They just kind of pinged it briefly. Because right now, they do not have, of course, this mid turret that was taken out during the push they were trying to do. Nice job, by the way, from Concordia. While they were all top taking out the bug, the rest of the team was mid, just saying, hey, we'll take this inhib turret for free then. Essentially, that'll just be ours. And it was nicely done there. Somebody help, please. Also, being able to solo out the Viego is actually huge news for Concordia. That means that there is somebody who can go up against that power solo. And so, I'll also credit that the Viego wasn't quite looking for that fight, but kind of found himself in it. I don't really know what happened there other than, you know, hey, aha, I stopped your back, and then somebody help please hits him again, and then hits him again, and then goes, you know what, maybe I win this fight. And yeah, he does.
The ultimate from Wukong to channel the damage actually is pretty decent chunk. And so while Viego, when comboing his abilities, can be kind of bursty, Wukong getting both sets of that ultimate knockup, getting multiple procs of his Q and the Divine Sunder, just chewing through the Viego and able to kind of just wail on him down. And also, the Wukong has the armor boots. The ninja, or they used to be Ninja Tabby, while the Viego has Merc Tread.
Yeah, huge fight here bursting out, and unfortunately on the back side, you see the big hit there. As the bug is also going to go golden. Hey, I can play at that game too, Jellybean. Mr. has a stopwatch randomly, but nonetheless, he does go down. Now, this fight isn't over because Concordia is going to look at the fact that there's 5 here. They're looking for the Baron. Somebody help please is going to have to find his way over the wall. Does have everything up that he needs. He's even going to be given the ball. There's a nice ultimate, nice steal there. Concordia gets it. And then he gets dragged back over the wall. Double kill, though, going over to Horrorwood. And rooted will be the Viego just for a minute. As he'll even get slowed on top of that. So Concordia able to steal Baron and stop that take. However, I think it's going to mean that they immediately have to come down here for this Dragon. Dragon is up in 20 seconds. And Concordia will have somebody else, please, only up in 27. So, unfortunately, Concordia is going to have to try to find kind of a big opportunity here. As the bug is going to get in here. He doesn't have his ult up quite yet. They are going to start the engage, though. That's going to be a nice little route going straight onto the Viego. He's going to be around half health already. Nice kill there from El Gringazo. Double kill going through. Triple over on the side of El Gringazo with the shutdown. And even though they find the Mordekaiser, they won't find much else than that. And Concordia is actually kind of saying, you know what? Let's try and go for this inhib that has been busted open here in the mid lane. They'll find this Drake. That helps to make sure that Soul Drake stays a little bit further away from Waldorf at the moment, and now they're going to look to push in this mid inhibitor.
I lost track of that damage, but Gringazo just exploded the Viego. That's all I did.
Well, the Viego was already half health by the time he shows up, and then Gringazo just goes pop, you know, slams it onto Jellybean. Joe Cool pops in front of him after that, and then he just is able to go in and yeah, finds the Viego with the rest of his damage. Concordia opting right now to go down towards the bot lane here, as they've got a little bit of a wave to help them out here on this side. It should be able to find this turret, honestly. I feel like if you're on the side of Waldorf, well, I mean, they could fight for it. But they
was
they
kind
are
of a
not going
cheeky
to.
dragon attempt by Waldorf, because I mean, the Mordekaiser's up, and yeah, your team's coming back up, and you had initially more team members there than possible for the other team. But if you get the dragon low enough as the Mordekaiser's coming in, Mordekaiser, his ult wasn't there at the start of the fight, but
It was going to be, yeah.
if they messed around long enough and bought enough time, they get that dragon low, and then the Mordekaiser ults the Viego, and suddenly it's 50-50. It's whoever, and 50-50 between Samira versus a Jhin. I think the Jin's gonna crit just a little bit harder.
the Jin's gonna guaranteed crit a little bit harder, I guess you could say on that too.
You could say that, yeah.
You could say that. The bug is gonna be in a little
I'm
bit
not saying that, but you could say that.
Yeah, the bug's gonna go for a nice little flash here. Is he gonna find himself out and healthy? I think that's the much smarter play than to try to do anything else, as Carnage was also right behind on that play. And right now the gold is pretty solidly in the lead for Concordia. However, I will just say that there is a lot on the table that Waldorf can take. Right now, they're all starting to form up here because this mid turret, nice and low, pretty juicy target. Concordia should honestly give this up and force something here at the tier 2, which they are going to look like they are going to just kind of set that up. Nice knockdown and get the heck out of there. As right now, this is what Waldorf needs to do, because there's a lot of gold on the table for them right now. Top tier 1 is also still up, but you don't really want to go for that when you know that you could try to find the next, Drake that they really want. They want to get the soul, especially since it's going to be a rather chunky mountain soul here on top of that. But nonetheless, Concordia has an opportunity to also try and take that. But right now, will be another 2 minutes before we see that bad boy coming up, so they will have to opt to take everything else. Concordia right now, their objective is probably that top tier 1, or tier 2, but trying to keep most of their eyes, as it appears right now, in the direction of the Drake. Somebody needs to ping Baron for me, that way I can see how long it has. I gotta find me some cheeky overlays that show all the details for this, but I don't have access to that right now. I just haven't had the time to look up anything. But nonetheless, next fight will be happening here, almost guaranteed within the next minute and a half, just because of how important this next Drake is going to be. Concordia wants to try and stop a third Drake. Look at all the sweepers getting popped here. As it's sweepers for days right now. And the Morgana might be in a little bit of a hairy situation. She is going to get the shield, though, on her head. And we're going to see exactly what's going to happen here. Everybody in their mama is pinging that bad boy. And this, oh man, he's stepping so close. And somebody help, please. Didn't pull the trigger, neither did the bug. And there might be an opportunity now for them to pull it. Nope, they're not going to be able to find it. Boogie Woogie missing that Q just by a hair. But nobody is going to move from here. Top lane is pushing in for Concordia, by the way. That might be kind of a nice little distraction. Or on a possible one-team fight, a nice opportunity for them to send it up that way for the teleport. Trying to find it with the... Oh, Concordia did take that. Nicely done there. They'll have a little bit better vision now on this Drake. And right now, they're going to do this. A little bit of a early ult here from the Jhin. Just to maybe hit somebody. Hits Joe Cool. Nice little burst of damage onto him, as right now, it's just a proper setup for this engage. Who's going to start it off? Both teams not willing to quite go in yet. Oh my gosh, what is this? We're just gonna dance. Everybody's dancing. Joe Cool looking to go around on the flank. Finally, does get in there. Flash, he's gonna try to find it. Does find Boogie Woogie. A lot of damage, but he's gonna go down first. Right after that, we're gonna see a resurrection coming through on the other side. This means that Concordia trying to win the fight. Jellybean is gonna get taken out, but that's too much damage. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this boy, he does find his way as far away as possible. He's trying to get out of there to the best of his ability. He does even get out of his ultimate, but Great Gazo over the freaking wall finds the ace! And Concordia wins the fight! Forget about that, Drake. We don't need that baloney. And I believe Concordia can now go forward, get an inhib, end the game. I've got question marks around my own head. I don't see any players in the hallway, but I don't know exactly. That was just really well done. Both teams posturing all the way around a dragon pit. I think they postured for a solid 30 seconds, and Concordia University will be able to take Waldorf down in game 1 of this series in a heckin' good game of League of Legends.
For sure. Very well played by CUNE. Not getting discouraged, making the right calls at certain points, but getting taken down top, and while they push mid instead, which means that Waldorf either has to answer the mid push, which they do, or trade the Baron for the inhibitor. And then just that fight at the end, catching the Lysandra engage, spotting it out, and understanding, Lysandra's about to come in, being ready for it, and just destroying her and eliminating a lot of that potential follow-up damage, because she's dead. Her thralls, even if she gets a kill now, the thralls don't proc, so a lot safer in that fight. Just well played by CNE.
Absolutely. I cannot believe the level of intensity that team fight had in it, because both sides were just staring each other down. And it reminded me of the good old, whenever you're playing League, it's just like, all right, if you cross this imaginary line that is constantly freaking moving, you're dead. And who crossed the line first? The Lysandra. I thought it was cheeky. I thought it was really well done. She goes around on the backside to get the flash in and engage, but who's standing right there in front of her? Oh, yeah, it's the bug. Mordekaiser is ready to go, and he hits her with a just massive couple of hits. Not only that, though, Jellybean gets in the middle of that and also takes all the damage from Mordekaiser. On top of so they're all clumped in there. They're all trying to dive, and then who do you got? Wukong throwing his stuff. Oriana's got to pop that. I think she popped stopwatch, or, well, maybe didn't. I don't remember exactly how that end went down. But, everything else that from the Concordia squad that has AoE around it pops.
Yeah.
And there's not much more that can happen in that except for all those AoEs, massive damage going down. So that's just game 1. All right, we just finished game 1 of this series, and that's what's incredible now about regular season is we've got a second game, and I tell you what, I don't think we're gonna see that Wukong go back through. If the Mordekaiser does, I mean, that'd be a little impressive. It had a pretty good impact on the game overall. Jin, I think he's gone. I think he's out of there. I don't know how they let him play that Jin again. I feel like they almost thought in that game they had it shut down. But then whenever things happen, I don't know, he gets a 4th shot onto your carry of the Viego and he just deletes him. Yeah, that will happen. So we'll be back with game number 2 here after just a quick little break. Don't go away, because I know neither of us can. So, stick around.